Hey viewers, this is Caesar with Small Engine Velocity, and you are here with me with another Ruckus project. Today's Ruckus project is taking the rear taillight metal bracket that's built into the back and shaving it off. I have never used an angle grinder or an angle cutter before, so this will be pretty new for me. It doesn't look hard, but I've never done anything like this before. So you can watch me today either succeed or fail in what I'm doing. Today I went to Home Depot and I looked at some cutting wheels. I found what I was looking for, the angle grinder that I have that's not out here. The angle grinder I have is a 4-inch angle grinder that I borrowed from my brother, and he has a grinding wheel, but he doesn't have a cutting wheel. So I went to Home Depot, got the cutting wheel, and then I also got a shaving pad or a sanding pad, so once I'm done cutting it I can try to smoothen it out as best I can. At the same time, while I was over at the store, I also bought some black automotive shiny spray paint. I already have painter's tape to cover off stuff and masks things off whenever I go to paint, but hopefully I'll get this done today. So let's go ahead and take a look at the back of the bike. Okay, so it's a little bit dirty, but if you're looking here, this is the back tail light of the bike. I had 3D printed this whole bracket and designed it so that I didn't have to do any type of elimination to get this off, but it's time to go ahead and get rid of it and kind of get some smoother lines going back here. I did like this, but it's time for a little bit of change. So I gotta disassemble this. Once this is disassembled, I can kind of I can show you a little bit more of what I need to do. Let's take this off real fast. So this is the part that I want to get rid of right here. If you look, it sticks out, it's ugly. It was for the whole big ducktail piece, or the big tail lights that came out to here earlier, but this needs to go. And let's get some smooth lines going across here. There's a lot of welds and stuff in here, but let's see how well I can make it look. Anyways, let me get some prep work done and we'll be right back with everything we need right now. Alright, if you take a look, I have my safety glasses and I have a breather mask. I don't know if this is absolutely necessary, but I don't know. I've never done any of this stuff. I've never angle grinded anything before. But before I begin, I'd like to mention someone cool that I met at Home Depot. His name is Jerry. This is him. Uh-oh, can't see it. There you go. Super cool guy. He did some AC work for a Ruckus and happened to see mine when I was over at Home Depot, and we literally talked for an hour, I think. It could have been longer, outside of Home Depot, talking about the Ruckus all day long. It was an awesome experience. It was cool to meet somebody who's getting into the scene. So yeah, hats off to you, Jerry. Hope you see this video. Now, let's get to cutting the Ruckus apart. pretty good, I guess. It's cut off now, so I guess it's time to grind it down a little bit and make it look flatter. Anyways, here we go. I gotta change to the grinder blade real quick, and then I'm gonna change to the grinder bit before the sanding bit and see what we can get this to look like. All right, let's go. Alright, it looks like we're getting there. Relatively smooth. There's a spot right here that needs to be worked on, and a spot right here. As far as I can tell, I got it all. So let's fix up this spot right here and then fix up the spot here. Okay, looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and start with the sanding portion of this. We'll change we'll change wheels, and then we'll go ahead and sand. This is going a lot faster than I thought it would be. Okay, well, I've done enough sanding on here. As you can tell, it's pretty polished. There's a few divots here and there, but there's one thing I didn't realize is when I hit one of my wires. So, tips that I've learned that I should have done before I did this is take off all the plastic and seat, and pull back the wires off this connector, this little bracket thing, and pushed everything back a little bit. Who knows what damage I might have done on some of the other plastic pieces, but this looks good. So I'm gonna go ahead and take apart the rest of this. I don't have the Allen wrenches for this, so I gotta go borrow them from my brother, and then take all this stuff apart and then kind of clean it up, and then we'll get prepped for paint. So hopefully it looks good, and then we'll get to the wiring part later for putting the LED on there. But yeah, this shouldn't be that hard because I already have it mapped out here for this particular light. But anyways, we'll be right back with all the pieces off, taken off right now. No, now. Gotta turn off my 80s music. Alright, I went ahead and taped off the area, and then I've cleaned this. Oop, I just touched it. I cleaned this. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the initial layers of the 50% lightly. Let it dry, and then we'll progressively get to a few more coats, and hopefully it looks good. But anyways, let's go ahead and shake this can up. I'd like to thank everyone who's watching so far up to here. At the end, I'll have a little bit of a tips and tricks, or things I've learned doing this, because you know I've never done this before. I've never cut metal, I mean, other than with scissors or tearing aluminum foil. But anyways, let's go ahead and get the first coat going. Very light, dusted first coat. This is the coat that's going to get it to stick. It looks like I made it gray or silver. It's got speckles, but we'll let this dry. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and move this operation in. I'm gonna move this operation in the garage so there's less dust. Be right back. Now. Ooh. Okay, well, I got the layers of paint on, I got the spacing right, I got a little bit more overspray than I wanted on parts of the bike, but it's okay. I'm gonna, because I have to smoothen out the edges between the paint and the regular bike, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of rubbing compound to get it to match correctly. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm enjoying it, I like it, it looks good. Here's a little sample. So I got the paint on. It looks good. I'm happy with the way it turned out. I just have to. There's a little bit of overspray over here, and then there's a little bit of overspray on the edge, and it hasn't dried fully, so the color looks a little off. But really, there are some things I should have done before I did this that I didn't do. So. Let's go ahead and let it dry. I'll get to the polishing portion of it, and then we'll go ahead and start wiring in that tail light, but we got to give this a few hours to dry, so we'll be back in just a second, and that is now. Okay, so to do this right, I need to let the paint dry for quite a while. I want to let it dry till tomorrow, and then I'll do a coat of I'll do a little wet sand and then a little bit of polish. I just realized that the black is like a little bit different of a shade that actually exists on the bike, so I'll have to do some blending at the edges, and I gotta make it even. Then I got the tail light. Where is it? I got the tail light, right? And you know, it goes across like this, LED lights left and right, right? And it came in this package, and that's it. I don't have any instructions as to what the heck red, black, white, yellow, and green is. So I gotta figure out how I did it here, disassemble it all, and I'm gonna take some of this harness out because it's a really long harness. You know, do a little bit of cleanup underneath here, plus it's really dirty. So this will be a two-parter. Today was cut and paint, and tomorrow is tail light and finishing. So anyways, if you have any questions, thank you for watching. Leave a comment below, like, subscribe. Met some new friends today over at Home Depot, which is pretty cool. Sent me a picture of his Ruckus, and it's the white with the red seat, so it's a little bit rare. The red seat especially, a stock red seat. We'll finish this up tomorrow. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate everybody who watches this video, especially if you got to this part, because you're at the very end. And I will see you tomorrow.